Okay, we're back in a regular session. There is going to be a position with the Road and Bridge Department, and Dave is going over the application now. When we make the job offer to the individual, we'll announce who it's going to be at that time.
Is there a chance I can squeeze something in here before Cody?
Oh, I'm sure there is. Cody's patient.
Before I forget it. I think Nicole received a little of this information, and I thought it was a county statute, but I think it looks like it's not a county statute.
It is not. On the well issue,
Yes.
there's nothing we can do about that. It's a KDHE KAR, which is a administrative regulation, and unless if it falls within the exclusion specifically in that KAR, there is nothing we can do about it. And I looked at the exclusions, and I don't think they fit based on.
It seems like a weird deal to me. If you own less than 2 acres in the state of Kansas and you've got a home in the country, you cannot drill a well.
Why would 2 acres be the cutoff point? I mean,
It's what's in the KAR.
Really?
And you
So-
can't put in a leach line or a sewer system.
Because they actually have to apply to KDHE on that. And I pulled it. It's it's 2-5.1. No, 0.2 subsection B. It states no site shall be allowed, referring to a well, if the site contains less than 2 acres of land, exclusive of roads, streets, or other public right-of-ways or easements, unless the lot was subdivided or platted prior to the effective date of this chapter, then the site shall meet all minimum distance requirements. And that subsection went into effect 1991. So I went back and looked at the dates of when that would have been divided. I mean, the last instrument I'm showing record on that would have been 1997, prior to the warranty deed in this case, and so that would be after the effective date of that section.
Just Carrie and Troy Myers purchased a house out in the country, and they bought 1.79 acres. Mm-hmm. Is what it. And the well is not on that 1.97 acres. It's on other land.
But the problem is private wastewater systems are regulated by KDHE. We don't, because I thought maybe, I know when this was brought to my attention, I thought maybe there was something we could do to help.
Well, I thought it was a county ordinance, and I thought that was quite strange. And then after she gave me the paperwork this morning, I could see that's a state ordinance.
It's a
or
KDHE
ordinance.
Yeah, and I went through and checked the effective date because I thought, oh, maybe we can make an argument that it doesn't technically apply to them or it falls within one of the exceptions, but I cannot find anything.
So they bought a property without a well.
and now they're not able to drill a well.
And they applied for a permit and can't get it.
So if they buy another quarter of an acre, they would.
Yeah, but there's no more land to sell, is my understanding, to let them. But it's outside of our control. The permit process is through KDHE, and there's nothing on a county level that we can do to change that, unfortunately.
Okay, so this is for any new well for private use.
I want to make sure, any private wastewater system, you have to apply for a permit through KDHE, and it lists certain situations where, it will not be approved, and this is one of them.
I guess I cannot see the reason for that.
Well, how about the well? Because they applied to drill a well, and they said they got
it depends on how it falls within the KD. Here's the thing, we have nothing to do with that process. So, I mean, whatever KDHE is telling them, you know, whether or not it actually falls within the legal definitions or not, or whether or not there's an argument there, we aren't going to be able to help them one way or the other.
Yeah, because county resolution can't supersede a state, so. Well, that's too bad.
I think you need to go tell her, I'm gonna have to find a different place to eat.
Yeah, you can't have breakfast no more.
You might not.
And just the unfortunate reality, I mean, whatever happened with them with KDHE, there is nothing as a county that we can do to impact that, unfortunately, if they're applying for a permit through KDHE. And all of the permit requirements are through those regulations and not county ones, so.
I don't know what they were thinking about putting a limit on 2 acres. I wonder how they come up with
There was probably somebody
a special
using it
interest.
to their advantage.
Some neighbor.
Probably on the eastern side of the state or 2 acres out of well, and it was
Yeah.
probably over water, but
I mean, the thing I will say is there's a difference between a well and a wastewater system. And what I will say is I was posed as it being a well / also wastewater system is the way it was posed to me. So, I mean, what I will say legally is if they have questions about whether or not their permit process through KDHE is being screened properly, they should probably contact a person who is an expert in water law to help them through that process. And I will leave it at that.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Okay.
Cody?
I'm gonna ask for executive session. I don't know if we can do both at the same time or adopt it to different. I wanna talk about the real estate deal and then, contract, and then I wanna talk about,
If-
non-elected official.
If you can state the two bases,
Yeah.
I think it's gotta be separate.
yeah, it's gonna have to be
Okay,
separate.
we'll go, if we can go into executive session, talk about the real estate contract first.
Okay.
Like 5 minutes?
To go into it to discuss negotiations?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Sorry.
Okay.
Get the right term.
I so move.